Good morning, dear students. You all are welcome in a new session of chapter number 4, where we are going to learn the next topic in the financial planning, that is GST in trading chain. And after learning the topic introduction of trading chain, we will solve practice set 4.2. So let's begin. First, we will see what is a trading chain and how GST is paid and collected in this trading chain. Your chain starts from the manufacturer who produce any good is a manufacturer. After producing a good, manufacturer passes the product to wholesaler. Wholesaler are also known as distributor, as they distribute that product to the various retailers. The product which is made from the manufacturer, it is made available on the store, and the customer consume that product easily from the store. So as you can see, there are 3 steps. First step is manufacturer to wholesaler, then wholesaler to retailer is a second step, and your last step is retailer to consumer. So here in each step GST is paid and collected. So first we will see in this 3 step there is 2 business to business step and 1 business to consumer step. So when trading is done between manufacturer to wholesaler, it is known as business to business. B stands for business and it is read as B2B. Then again wholesaler to retailer, it is business to business. And from retailer to consumer, that is customer, it is business to consumer, that is B2C. So in this 3 step there are 2 B2B and 1 B2C when it is from retailer to customer. So we will be saying it that in each step GST is paid and collected. We will see one example to understand more about that trading chain. Now suppose if any good is produced by the manufacturer and the raw material cost 50 rupees and he kept 50 rupees profit. So the total cost price of that particular product will become 100. 50 plus 50 is 100. Now GST will be charged on the profit amount. So your profit amount is your 50. 5%, 10% of 50 is 5 rupees. So 100 plus 5 is 105. The 105 is a total amount for the wholesaler. Now wholesaler will keep 10 rupees profit. So now as 10 rupees is profit, 10% of 10 rupees is 1 rupees. So 115 plus 1 become 116. Now again as 116, 10 rupees retailer will keep as a profit amount for the to give to customer, and again 10% of 10 is 1 rupee. So 126 plus 1 will become 127 rupees for the customer. So in this way the GST has been collected and paid in a complete trading chain. So we'll see it how when a trader pays GST at a time of purchase, it is called as input tax. The tax is known as input tax when somebody pays GST. And when it is collected at the time of sale, it is called as output tax. So when we pay GST, it is input tax, and when we collect it back, then it is known as output tax. At the time of paying GST to the government, a trader deducts the input tax from the output tax and pay the remaining tax. This deduction is called as input tax or ITC. The full form is input tax credit. So how to find out GST payable? It is given by formula output tax minus input tax. In short, the GST which is paid to the government, we have to subtract the output tax, which means the collected tax, from the paid tax. So whatever answer you get, that is a GST paid to the government. So this is only the introduction of the trading chain. You have to keep in mind what is input tax, what is output tax, and how the GST is paid in this input and output tax. So let us solve practice set 4.2 to understand more about this input tax and output tax system. So your practice set 4.2, your first question is Chetna store paid total GST of 1,500,000 rupees at the time of purchase and collected GST 1,22,500 rupees at the time of sale during 1st July 2017 to 31st July 2017. We have to find out GST payable by Chetna store. So we will subtract the output tax to the input tax. So tax paid at the time of sale is input tax, which is 1,500,000 rupees. Tax collected at the time of purchase is output tax. So it is 1,22,500 rupees. So you know the formula. We have to find GST payable. GST payable is equals to output tax minus input tax. So we have both the value. We will substitute it into the formula. When you will subtract it, you will get 22,000 rupees. So this is the amount it paid. So thus the GST payable by Chetna store is 22,000 rupees. You have to read the question properly and understand what are the input and what is the output tax. The GST which is paid by dealer, it is an input tax, and what is during the purchase when he collect back the GST is known as output tax. So similar question is a second question. We will see what is the second question. Nazma is a proprietor of a firm registered under GST. She has paid GST of rupees 12,500 on purchase, which means this is an input tax, and collected rupees 14,750 on sale, which means this is the output tax. So you have to find out what is the amount of ITC to be claimed, means input tax credit, and what is the amount of GST payable. So we have the formula to find out GST payable. Output tax minus input tax, and ITC is your input tax. Tax paid at the time of sale is 12,500 rupees. Tax collected at the time of purchase is 14,750 rupees. GST payable is equals to output tax minus input tax. We have values, we have substituted here. Subtraction, we'll subtract it, we'll get 2,250 rupees. So which means the GST payable is 2,250 rupees. So in a question, two things is asked: what is the amount of ITC to be claimed? ITC is your input tax, that is 12,500, and GST payable is 2,250 rupees. So I hope you would have understood what is output and input tax and how to find out GST payable from these two questions. We just have to subtract it and find out the GST payable. Now moving on to your third question. First we'll read out the question and understand what is given in the question. Amir Enterprises purchased chocolate sauce bottles and paid GST of 3,800. He sold those bottles to Akbari Bros and collected GST of 4,100. So for Amir Enterprises, input tax is 3,800 and output tax is 4,100. Mayank Food Corner purchased those bottles from Akbari Bros and paid GST of 4,500. Find those amount GST payable at every stage of trading. Every stage means there are only two stages. First was Amir Enterprises to Akbari Bros, and from Akbari Bros to Mayank Food Corner. And again we have to find out, after finding GST payable, we have to find out CGST and SGST payable. So in this question we will do one by one. First we will find out for Amir Enterprises and then we will find out for Akbari Bros. So we will write down for Amir Enterprises. Tax paid at the time of sale, which means input tax, is 3,800 rupees. Then tax collected at the time of purchase is 4,100 rupees. So GST payable is equals to output tax minus input tax, 4,100 minus 3,800. you will get 300 rupees. So as in the question it is said, after finding the GST payable, we have to find CGST and SGST payable also. So here only we will find for Amir Enterprises. CGST payable by Amir Enterprises is equals to SGST payable by Amir Enterprises. You know that CGST and SGST are equal and it is half of the GST. So 300, it will be half of 300 is 150 rupees. So this transaction was for Amir Enterprises. We found out input tax, output tax from the question. Then we kept the value in the formula and then we find out the CGST and SGST payable. So as same how we did for Amir Enterprises, now we'll do for Akbari Bros. We'll write for Akbari Bros, input tax is equals to 4100 rupees. Output tax will be 4500 rupees as it is given in the question. Input tax and output tax we have found out. Now we'll write the formula. GST payable is equals to output tax minus input tax. We'll substitute both values. We'll subtract it. We'll get 400, which means GST payable by Akbari Bros is 400 rupees. So you know that now CGST and SGST will be half of it. So we'll write down CGST payable by Akbari Bros is equals to SGST payable by Akbari Bros, which is half of 400, that is 200 rupees. Now we'll see our next question. Malik Gas Agency, it is written Chandigarh Union Territory, which means that gas agency is in the Union Territory, purchased some gas cylinder for industrial use of rupees 24,500 and sold them to the local customers for rupees 26,500. Find the GST to be paid at a rate of 5% and hence CGST and UTGST to be paid for this transaction. In a bracket it is mentioned that for Union Territories there is UTGST. UT stand for Union Territory instead of SGST. So instead of S state GST we will be writing UTGST. Calculation will be same. So you understand the question. It is different from the starting 3 question. In that 3 question it is directly mentioned that particular dealer paid GST and collected GST. But in this question it is mentioned that the cost of gas cylinder is 24,500 and for customer the cost is 26,500. In this amount 5% GST is charged. So we will be finding input tax based on 5% and output tax based on 5%. So let's start. Tax paid at the time of sale, that is input tax, will be 5% of 24,500 as it is mentioned in the question. So 5% will be 5 upon 100 into 24,500. So 2 zeros and 2 zeros will be cancelled. It will be 5 multiplied by 245. So when you will multiply it, you will get 1,225 rupees. So same way we will find out the output tax. Tax collected at the time of purchase, which is the output tax, will be again 5% of 26,500. So again when you will calculate, 5% will be writing as 5 upon 100. Your zeros will get cancelled. We'll have 5 multiplied by 265 and when you will multiply it, you will get 1,325 rupees. So now based on 5% we have found out input tax and output tax. So your question is same now. You have to find out GST payable and then we will be finding out CGST and UTGST as that particular gas agency is in the Union Territory. So CGST payable is equals to output tax minus input tax. We'll keep the value, subtract it, you will get 100 rupees, which means GST payable by that particular gas agency is 100 rupees. So now CGST and UTGST will be half of it. Half of 100 is 50. So CGST payable is equals to UTGST payable, that is half of 100, 50 rupees. So I hope you understood the difference in this question to the previous one. Here we have found out input tax and output tax by applying the 5%, and in the previous already the tax were given. Now let's come on to the fifth question and see what is the question first. MS Beauty product paid 18% GST on cosmetic worth rupees 6,000 and sold to a customer for 10,000. What are the amount of CGST and SGST shown in a tax invoice issued? So again I'll read the question and make you understand the question first. Beauty product paid 18% GST on cosmetic worth 6,000 and sold to the customer for 10,000 rupees. To you it is asked what is the amount of C and SGST shown in tax invoice. Tax invoice means bill, and bill is issued to the customer. So for the customer the amount of that particular product is 10,000. So we'll find the amount of GST charged on 10,000 rupees. Amount of GST in tax invoice is 18% of 10,000. It will be 18 multiplied by, that zeros will get cancelled and you will get 1800. So amount of GST charged in a tax invoice is 1800 rupees. 18% of 10,000 is 1800 rupees. So as you got the amount of GST, amount of CGST in tax invoice will be amount of SGST in tax invoice, and it will be half of it. So half of 1800 is 900. It will be 900 rupees. So this was a simpler question. Nothing input and output tax were mentioned here. Just we have to find out what is C and SGST mentioned in a tax invoice issued to that particular customer. So we will find out the 18% of 10,000. It is 1800 and half of 1800 is 900. So now let's move to the next question, question number 6. Your question number 6 is, prepare a business to consumer, that is B2C tax invoice, which means we will be preparing a bill now. Using given information, all the information are mentioned in the question. Write the name of supplier, which means the name of that particular shop, address, state, date, invoice number, GST identification number, etc. as per your choice. As per your choice means you can mention anything, any name, any date, any address, and you can make a bill. One example is been given. You have to write name, address, state. Why state is important? Because state help us to understand that particular GST identification number is registered under which state. Then date and invoice number, which means bill number. So about which thing we have to make a bill, particulars are given below: mobile battery and headphone. So taxable amount, GST, HSN number, and quantity of that particular product is been mentioned in the question only. So you can make of your choice, of your requirement, anyhow, horizontally or vertically you can prepare a bill. We'll see how we are going to make. We have made the horizontal bill, tax invoice of goods purchase. Then first thing we are going to write the name, mobile point, anything we can write. Then we will be writing address, Khed, Shivpur, Pune, Maharashtra. We have mentioned mobile number and email address as every time it is mentioned on the bill. Then after that, invoice number, any invoice number you can put of your choice. We have written here 55. Then invoice date, which means the bill is issued on which date, that is 10th July 2020. We have mentioned any date of our choice. Then GST identification number of your choice. Just one thing you have to keep in mind when you write identification number, the first 2 digit, that is if you are writing about Maharashtra in the address, then it should be a 27. Otherwise it will mismatch. I have explained you in the introduction of GST why it is 27, as 27 is a Maharashtra code, and last 3 digit it should be 1Z5. In a middle 10 digit you can write anything of your choice and make the identification number when bill is asked to you in exam. So these are the things which we have written of our choice. Now we'll make a column, serial number, as there are 2 particulars, then HSN code, then about product, rate, what is the cost price of that particular product, then quantity, taxable amount and rate will be similar. CGST and SGST will show separately here. As you know that GST, whatever is collected, it is paid separately to the central and state government. So in every bill you will show that there separately, and last will be total. So first thing, in a CGST and SGST we are going to show 2 things, rate and tax. Rate means percentage and tax means amount. So let's see how we are going to feed the information. First thing is a mobile battery. HSN code is given 8507 in the question, so we'll write the same code here. Product name is mobile battery. Rate is given 200 rupees. Quantity is 1, which means 1 piece is byte. Taxable amount is same, on which amount, the taxable amount is the amount on which we'll apply GST. So as in the question GST is shown 12%, so you know that if the 12% GST is shown in the question, so CGST will be 6%. So rate of CGST is 6%. Then second column in CGST is a tax. Tax means amount of CGST. So it will be 6% of 200. So when you will calculate 6% of 200, so it will be 6 upon 100 multiplied by 200. So zeros will get cancelled. So it will be 6 multiplied by 2, that is 12 rupees. So as CGST is 6% in rate and 12 rupees in amount, SGST will be same. Now total. So what will go in total, you know that we have done in practice set 4.1. Total value of any product is taxable amount plus GST. Plus GST means CGST and SGST together. So your taxable amount is 200, CGST is 12 and SGST is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 added to 200 will give you 224. So this is the first row which you have filled for the mobile battery from the question. Only one thing you have to solve here, that is the amount of C and SGST. You know how to solve it. Now coming to the second particular, which is a headphone, and the HSN number for the headphone is given 8518. Rate is 750 rupees. Again the quantity, the price of that particular thing is 1. As it is 1, taxable amount will remain same. 750 multiplied by 1 is 750. So what is the GST charge on headphone is 18%. So what is a half of 18? 9%. So again you will find out the amount. So what will be here? 9% of 750. So 9% of 750 means 9 upon 100 multiplied by 750. So when you will calculate it, multiply and divide it, you will get 67 rupees and 50 paisa. So you know that CGST and SGST are similar. Again rate will be 9% and amount will be 67 rupees 50 paisa. So total value will be 750 plus 67.50 paisa and again 67.50. You will add all 3 components together. When you will add all together, you will get 865 rupees. So now both the particulars are filled properly. Now we will do total. When you will add 224 plus 865, you will get 1109. Both the additions are same, horizontal and vertical additions are same. you can add horizontally and check, you can add vertically and check. When you will add horizontally, you have to add 950 of taxable amount plus 79 rupees and 50 paisa, again 79 rupees and 50 paisa, you will get 1109. So this is a method to prepare a bill. You just have to fill the column according to the components given in the question. Address, name, state, date, invoice number, identification number, you can write of your choice, but in a column you have to fill the particular thing from the question by writing proper HSN code, by writing proper rate of GST, by writing proper taxable amount and quantity. You can go through this bill once. So now next question is, again you have to prepare a bill. So I want you all to practice that bill by following the same instruction given for the 6th question, and write all the 7 question in a algebra notebook. After completing your practice set 4.1, complete practice set 4.2 by seeing in the video. Thank you.